Have you ever wondered how Gordon Ramsay has become so famous that he's got 20 million plus subscribers on YouTube, many TV shows, and is arguably the most famous chef in the world? Well, in this video I want to analyze a little bit, in a laid-back way, his presenting style and analyze what we can learn from it as YouTubers, as people presenting to camera. So let's look at one of the videos that Gordon Ramsay has, and that's Gordon Ramsay makes Asian-inspired street food noodles. And I just want to analyze exactly what he's doing when he's presenting. Energetic music, just what I expected.
Now, let me tell you, some of my favourite dishes come from food stalls around Asia. And today, I'm transporting you back to that beautiful country, Indonesia, where honestly, I learned that the best noodles come from those street food stalls.
Instantly recognizable as Gordon Ramsay, right? The way of presenting to the camera. It's almost like he's patented this approach to talking to the camera. Let's hear the first bit complete.
So, are you ready for a delicious Asian noodle dish in just 10 minutes? Oscar, pan down, please.
So he's got quite a specific style, right? It's short, punchy, to the point, energizing, and it makes you feel like you are going to be a part of it. I want to break down exactly how he does that in a minute, but one key thing about Gordon Ramsay I think we need to all understand is that from the beginning, he has divided opinion. And dividing opinion is definitely something that most of us are not good at. Because what we often try to do, subconsciously, we try to appeal to everybody, or we try to play it safe. But when you try to play it safe, you come across a bit like plain vanilla. So you don't get to that level where people have a reaction to you. So if there's one thing that you always want to do a little bit more, for most people, is to get a reaction from the person watching you. Get a reaction.
Right, beautiful noodles, yeah, udon noodles, straightforward, they're already cooked, simple. Asian greens, spring onions, some beautiful little bean sprouts, bacon, we're going to render that bacon down to get the fat out.
What's he doing here? He's just basically taking us through the ingredients, right? But how is he doing that? I mean, he could just be saying, okay, we have some bean sprouts, we have some greens, we have some bacon. He goes, we got some bacon, we got some bean sprouts, we got some greens, some eggs, some oil, some chili. Here's the thing with Gordon Ramsay. High intensity, high passion, high intention. High intention is sometimes something that people are overlooking when it comes to this. Now, everybody realizes that, yeah, being passionate is helpful. And if you're just neutral and a bit like laid back and, you have to have a very interesting topic in order for people to want to listen to you. But high intention, what does that mean? Intention means having a very clear goal. Having a very clear goal for the video, having a very clear goal for that very moment when you talk to the audience. And when I'm talking about high intensity, high passion, high intention, it is about us. It is us, the viewer, that he has high passion, high intensity, high intention about. Yeah. Also about the food, of course. But it's a bit like he transmits it straight through the camera because he expresses it freely. And that's really important. To be positive about it. That's what I mean by free. To positively engage with the camera with high intention. And if I'm already getting into a Gordon Ramsay state right now, I'd probably start doing like this and I would talk to you like this. I'm not making videos like this all the time because I'm quite a laid back guy. But I could definitely inject more passion, more intensity, more intention into my videos. And I think we can all do more of it. And for most people, it's very alien because we don't in real life want to have a real impact on people very often. But when you do it here with a camera, it really helps you reach through the camera to the audience.
And then use that fat to flavor this incredible dish. My travels in Indonesia, one thing I did learn is you waste nothing. So watch carefully and
watch his body language as well. And this links in very well with the way he speaks. Okay, what does he do? He does this, he does this. Famous line by Hamlet, by Shakespeare, suit the action to the word to the action. And that's what we are seeing here. It's a great way to get yourself to be more energized vocally, to physicalize what you're saying. And Gordon Ramsay does it all the time. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this recipe. I've been so inspired by this. Come on, let's get going. And it works with the way that he speaks. And he does it basically, he supports himself by using gestures and slapping or punching or things like that to almost get himself through it. Yeah. So really interesting. You want to see how you communicate as a physical action. What do I want to do to you right now? I could talk a lot more about this. I've got a whole system around impact energies. I call this impact energies because it's about the energy that you throw at the other person. In this case, Gordon Ramsay, he has a tendency to use a lot of punching. There are 8 other ones. He uses a bit of dabbing as well from time to time when he's trying to be a bit lighter. He really keeps it short, sharp, and to the point, and quite strong usually. That's what makes him so engaging. You can learn that. You can get used to that, and you sound more animated when you talk to the camera.
Let's get 10 minutes on the clock. Right. If you've got a wok, brilliant. If you haven't, a large frying pan.
I want you to ask yourself one thing. What is he doing to you? What is he trying to do to you when he's talking to the camera?
My travels in Indonesia, one thing I did learn is you waste nothing. So watch carefully and let's get 10 minutes on the clock.
Okay, what are you getting from him? In terms of what is he trying to do to us? If you had to turn that into a verb, like an activity, what would it be? Like in drama school, we learned one of the first things was always you have to have a strong objective because that makes you interesting to watch and it gives you strength. And it also, by the way, takes self-consciousness away. So if you're self-conscious on camera, having a strong goal, strong objective, something that you really, really want to achieve when you're talking to the camera is crucial. But then the second step was always like, how do you get it? And then we thought about psychological activities. And those were expressed in verbs that we would give per beat. And then we would focus on doing that specific thing to the other person. So what is Gordon Ramsay trying to do to us? Words that come to mind for me are to challenge. Everything he does sounds like a challenge. Come on, you can do this. Let's do this. Even when he explains the vegetables. We got spring onions. We got bacon. We got eggs. Right? It sounds like a challenge to me. So it's the way you say it and not just giving the information. Look, most people give information when they talk to a camera. Chefs are an interesting specimen for this because, we can never taste the food. They can only explain it to us and then they have to convince us that it's going to taste nice, but it's a lot about persuasion. He is trying to get us cooking when he's doing it. And he's constantly challenging us in the way that he communicates, right? So to challenge, to pep up, to shake up, those would be the activities that I think he's playing mostly when he's talking directly to the camera. If I was imitating Ramsay for a second, okay, then I would say, hey, come on, always focus on what you want to do to the other person that you're watching, that's watching you. Always focus on what you're doing to the viewer, yeah? Have a specific action in mind. Have a very strong goal. And then be specific about how you want to make them feel, what you want to make them do when they're watching your video. So, for example, right now, if you want a cheat sheet with all the best psychological activities that I took from drama school many years ago, you can have the original as a PDF. You can download it on my website. So go there now. That's what I mean by be very clear. Because I feel very engaged with this little camera here right now, right? And there's nobody there. I mean, you are here now, you're watching it. But so it takes a lot of mind bending to really start to engage with the camera. But he does this extremely well. And that's one of the major reasons why he's so successful. And why so many people watch him. So what do you take away from this video? You always want to have an impact on the person behind the camera. Yeah? You always want to think about specifically, what am I trying to do to you in order to get what I want from this interaction? That's how you get emotionally involved, and you always want to think about how can I be a little bit more passionate? How can I have a little bit more intensity? And how can my intention be really strong, especially if you're somebody that gets a bit nervous on camera? Don't hold back. Divide opinion. Don't be scared of ruffling a few feathers. Some people will not like you. In fact, many people will not like you. But the more people that may not like you, the more people will also like you. If you stand for something, if you make a point, if you live as freely as possible, on camera. Now let me know in the comments whose style you want me to analyze next from my perspective as an actor and a presenter and a virtual coach. And we'll speak in the next one.